I'll see you going live, Brent. Steve. Okay.
Fancy like husky.
Welcome to race day and coverage of the final race of the regular season before we make the run to the push in the playoffs. It is, of course, under the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway. I hope you're excited and ready for this one. I know we're coming off of a pretty wild race last Thursday night at Richmond. Unfortunately, we weren't able to broadcast that event, but after keeping up with the highlights and following with Brandon Frontapple on the way things went, it was very, very exciting. And we welcome you to coverage of No Limit Racing and the next round of the Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series on race day. I'm Wesley Outland, Steve Tucker, producer, director, color analyst alongside Steve. We're ready to go. And when I think of the name Homestead Miami, the mile-and-a-half racetrack nestled in virtual Miami, Florida, Homestead Miami, I think of precision banking. You see how wide this racetrack is. You see how racy this place is. I think we're going to have a good time here tonight. It's going to be fun to watch this race to determine who's going to the playoffs for championship.
Yes, sir, man. This place is a lot of fun. The high line and the low line will both come into play today. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be all kinds of good racing. We've seen some incredible runs this season so far, and we expect nothing less from these guys. And two heavy hitters are on the front row, Dalton Tucker and Mario Miranda. A lot of these guys looking for that win, get themselves that high confidence before the playoffs start next week.
Yes, sir. Take a look at the starting lineup as we get you set for the race. Of course, it's going to be Dalton Tucker. He's changed his colors. No longer orange and black. He's in a green, black, and white 21. Mario Miranda right there alongside. Ryan Dingler, Sean Bounty, row number 2. Jamie Graham, and of course, Grant Peterson, Matt Lovett, Jordan Darachek, followed by Robert Kahn, Matthew Taylor, top 10. All these drivers getting ready to roll. Ray, Cherry, Morton, Cooper, Carrera, Wolf, Lotuson, Kirby, Rainwater, Massey. That's your top 20. Then we move on to the back of the pack, including Brandon Frontapple, Cullen Johnson, Joel Hamilton, Brian Roosted, Matthew Montgomery, Alec Coates, Stacy Hunter, Austin McColgan, Kyle Hall, and Nathan Paris, top 30. Richard Lanning, Brandon Ishikanen, followed by Christopher Tate, Daniel Half, Cody Ellis, and Garrett Austin. The full field rundown of the lineup of drivers got up close to 36, 37, ready to go. Green flag is out. It's race day at Homestead. Let's see how all this shake, rattles, and rolls, as it looks like Tucker and Miranda will battle alongside each other door to door. Dingler, Graham right there alongside, stride for stride. They work their way to the back straightaway here in the Homestead night. Opening lap, by the way, this race will be 200 miles, 134 laps. Remember, lap 67, we will be giving away another IMB Racewear set of gloves at the halfway mark. Just remember to put in that chat box, capital letters IMB, capital letters IMB tonight, and you will be qualified. So right now, the first lap in. Tucker jumping out in front to the early going.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a car dive down low there. Couldn't quite tell who that was, man. He was way off pace for a second. I believe the 60 of Jamie Graham. We know Jamie from the Tuesday Night League ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series that we also cover, so good to see him out there. But, man, had a moment there for a second.
Yeah, it did look like it was Jamie Graham, the 60 machine for Murphy Esports, going off to the bottom of the apron right now. And we got some problems right here entering onto pit lane. Dubby Energy number 44 machine having an issue coming onto the pit lane, hit the front of those sand barrel traps, if you will, and that'll put Matthew Taylor on pit road. By the way, remember also, I just want to throw this out here, and he might be one of those drivers, and I think he is. Pass-through penalties at the drop of the green flag being enforced after last week's events at Richmond, being handed to Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper, Brandon Ishikanen, followed by Michael Wolf, Austin McColgan, Matthew Correa, Brian Ruzzi, Garrett Austin, Matthew Taylor, and Richard Langsing. Those drivers having to serve a penalty, and we got problems. The 60 spinning. You just mentioned him a moment ago. And Graham now. Jamie Graham spins. Alec Coates gets collected, and the caution is out for the first time.
It sure is, and I don't see a lot of damage on any of these cars that were involved, but, man, we will go back and take a look as we do.
So caution out for the first time on lap number 4. And boy, there you see the contact, the 43 and the 60 getting into one another there. And that's kind of what kind of caused that chain reaction. Look at it from another angle here. As Garrett Austin and, of course, the drivers there, Alec Coates, Jamie Graham. Also, we're hearing that Nathan Paris and Daniel Haff also had to make some quick evasive moves to miss this. So Steve, we look at it from another angle.
Yeah, that where there's some severe netco between the 30 and the 60. We saw them bounce off each other, but it was netco that looked like was the case. Yeah, and then that one too. So just a weird circumstance.
That's what caused the big problem for the number 10 of Alec Coates. There you see what's left of his race car, as well as the other machine, the 43, to put us under the yellow flag here in the early going. Some drivers are deciding to come down to the pit lane rather early. Pit window is between 40 to 50 laps. Everybody in the top 15 stayed on the racetrack, but everyone else from 16th on back did pit. And Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Mario Miranda, Grant Peterson, Sean Boundy right now, your top 5. We're just getting started on race day. We'll step away for a quick break after our first caution from Homestead, Miami. Back here at Homestead Miami Speedway as the caution flag is still out. The lights are still on the iRacing safety car. They should be getting the one-to-go indication this time by. Of course, Dalton Tucker leading the way. Ryan Dingler second, Mario Miranda third, Grant Peterson, Sean Boundy top five. Remember, as we mentioned, some of those drivers, Steve, had to go through pass-through penalties at the start of the race, and obviously that puts them in a hole, but not that big of a hole, because obviously they were able to get back quickly on the lead lap and still kind of stay in the game, but they're at the tail end of the field.
Yeah, and that's, not a bad thing, right? An early caution will help the guys who had to serve that penalty. A couple of them might still be a lap down, but this is that first scenario, to get themselves into that shape. And we've seen, multiple times recently, Wesley, that these races have gone green. So in a case like this, it's good to kind of catch up and kind of rebound from a penalty that you were given from last week. So all is new right now.
Yeah, everybody for the most part on the lead lap, 35 cars. Alec Coates, who was involved in that last accident, is multiple laps down, 3 laps down. Everyone else back there on the lead lap as we set things up for the restart. When they come back to the Geico restart zone, the iRacing pace car gets ready to make the left-hand turn onto the pit lane. He'll duck off now. Here they come back to the firing box inside that zone. Going quickly is going to be Tucker. Opens the door to the victory fuel entry of Miranda right behind him. They pull away from Dingler. And Peterson now powers back. We're back under green here at Homestead. Oh, you gotta love those camera angles. Down that back stretch, Tucker, of course, staying locked down to the inside. Dingler up high, Miranda down low. Peterson and Boundy watching all this going on in front of them now as we put it ready to put 10 laps on the board next time around, working lap 9. And quickly, man, I'll tell you, Steve, another race, another strong car for the 21 of Tucker.
Yes, sir. Not a bad day so far. I want to highlight real quick, I talked to him before the race. Sean Boundy right here in the 34. So I believe last week or the week before I said, hey, that car looks like a Star Wars pod racing machine, and he did confirm that. He told me earlier that it's basically just inspired by that pod racing from the first Star Wars, and in lore font, the side of it says "sponsor me." So our boy's looking for a sponsor and doing it pretty creatively. So hey, go and hit him up for the creativity. Good stuff there.
So is that Star Wars language, basically?
It is, yeah.
A little Chewbacca on the race car might be a good idea too.
I like that. Should be yeah.
Well, if you didn't know, I also do I do voiceover work for there's actually a motorsports. Well, not Star Wars, but there's actually there's a motorsports cartoon show that's coming out very soon called Marbles. And I am one of the character voices of the race.
Love that.
Yeah. Yes. Marbles. Check it out soon.
Will do. 54 Grant Peterson in P4 with a slightly sus paint scheme, but
I am not going to say what that means because I work with him.
We're going to go with it. Looking pretty good though. P4.
How did that pass inspection? That's what I'd like to know.
Who approved this?
You see Tucker up in front. Look at now the 45, man. There you go. Matt Cherry right there on the back of the tailgate of the 05 of Mr. Noah Rainwater. Always great following him. He also runs on a series that I announced at for NASRA on Tuesday night on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, and I've come quite accustomed to getting to know Noah Rainwater and seeing his talents. There's Brandon Frontapple in the 30, Tate 94. All these guys working around the racetrack here.
Yeah, these are fast guys, Wesley, too. I mean, Brandon, obviously, Christopher Tate, back in 12th and 13th. So I definitely expect these guys to get to the front before the end of this thing for sure.
Yeah, we'll certainly have to watch them as they now go on board with Christopher Tate. There's Christopher Tate in that car right there.
Yeah,
Right
this is
there
one
in
of those.
traffic.
This is one of those interesting tracks, Wesley, where it is multiple groove, right? Daytime more so, but even at night, the low line is really the preferred lane. You're going to use less tire there, and it is ultimately faster on long runs. The high line you can make work on initial restarts and fresh tires to get around people, but overall, if you want a long run to make work for you, you have to use that bottom lane.
Yeah, as I told you, excuse me, the cartoon is called Marbles. I know they're actually working on getting it on YouTube and some other TV network platforms as the pilot. But my name, you're going to laugh, Steve. I know you will. My name is Leslie Stroka.
Oh.
The overly positive track announcer with a unique, distinct voice is what my character is.
I don't believe it.
So there you go. Do I? Oh.
Hey, all the while, talking about that, Ryan Dingler makes his move on the high side
That's
here.
a good name.
Sure is.
That's his real name, actually. Yeah.
It is.
He's coming off the corner.
His government
Look at
name, as they
Dingler
say.
getting around Tucker for the lead. Yes, Leslie Stroka is not my government name. That's my alias for marbles. Oh, 17 of 134 laps in this one here. We're, by the way, racing at nighttime, and obviously, Steve, racing at night is a completely different animal than running in the day, especially on a track like this where you can see precision banking, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this place is normally pretty slick, especially with this new update. So all the folks who don't know about iRacing, obviously, once in a while, they'll do updates, right, to keep these cars as close to the real thing as possible, right? Because this is a simulation, ideally.
Right.
So they'll take the cars, they'll update them, and recently, actually on Tuesday, they updated the physics a little bit, and the cars are now, these cars in general, the Gen 7 cars, are a bit looser now, pretty much on all oval surfaces, so we're going to see them kind of slipping and sliding even more. It is nighttime, so they have more grip, but multiple lanes, yeah, it might be opening up as we see, and Tucker's right there again.
Ryan Dingler, Badger Racing up in front. Dalton Tucker second. Mario Miranda third. Grant Peterson fourth. And now we got to change for the lead again as the Capital Materials Chevrolet on the inside battles the Hex Armor 16 of Dingler. Dingler battles back on the top of the racetrack. Tucker back on the bottom. Oh boy, this is heating up.
Yeah, and keep in mind, folks, too, I mean, if you're new to this series, the Extreme Graphics Cup Series, they don't have stages, right? So this is a straight race. There's no, planned competition cautions or whatnot. So there's nothing that's going to come out that creates that urgency. So at this point, these boys just want the front and want that clean air. Ooh, Dingler gets loose off of turn 2.
Oh boy.
Kept into it, though.
Yeah, that was a nice save there, right? Keeping it together. Miranda on the bottom. Here goes the 98. Up high comes Peterson in 54. And closing in is Kahn in 14. In those Home Depot colors. As they work their way back to the line again. 21 of 134 laps in this one. Here tonight. By the way, don't forget halfway IMB Racewear. $25 gloves going to be given away to somebody. Remember to put in the chat box IMB. You have to become a subscriber. I like that, Steve Tucker. I like that you've enforced that. You have to be a subscriber to be able to use the chat box. And to do that, then you can put in IMB and be able to conversate with us throughout the night. We like interacting with our folks in the chat boxes. Right now, a lot of fast and furious racing ongoing. That's Tate. That's Rainwater, Steve. That's for the top 10, and they're not done yet. They're 3 wide in the middle, the 6 machine. Martinex splitting them as they work back into turn 1.
And this is what we expect to see, Wesley, all day long. Multiple groove racing. We have battles all over the track, up and down. But you're right, the progressive banking, and again, new NASCAR fans, what that means is that every corner obviously is banked, right? So the low line up against the apron, it's flatter than what it is up high. So right now, just for example, that low line where that 16 is, it might be 10 degrees, but the 21 car up in the high line, it might be 14, right? So it just gets more, it gets steeper as you go up.
Oh,
and
contact for the lead.
Huge
Tucker, Dingler got a punt there, got shifted out of line to the bottom. And here comes the cavalry piling through on the outside. Here comes Miranda and Peterson. Gotta wonder if there was any damage done to the number 16 of Dingler's car. And nonetheless, he keeps on rolling here, but he's way, way high up the racetrack, Steve, as we're going to keep an eye and watch that 16 Chevrolet and see if he does have any kind of a handling problem from that contact with Tucker for the lead.
Yeah, we don't see anything yet. I mean, the left side at least looks fine. The right side, you don't see any crinkles. Yeah, I think he might be okay. Just got under him. Oh!
Peterson inside, got the run on Dingler. Dingler back up top again. He is losing ground on all these cars as Peterson goes by. Here comes Kahn. He'll carry the 97 of Massey with him, and somehow, some way, they got to hold off Peterson, who just bounced off the safer barrier. Dingler losing ground. Either he damaged the car there, or the handling's gone away, or he's just kind of falling back, if you will, Steve, to be safe.
Yeah, let's try it in the cockpit real quick. We'll see if that wheel is all over the place. If he's loose, we'll know it. Oh, yeah. You can see him trying to fight back to the right. Super early upshift. That car is loose right now, Wesley.
.26 of 134 laps into it now as Cherry goes up the racetrack. There you see the 45 machine there. That's a battle for 15. Look at this gaggle of traffic working off of turn number 4. There was Martinek in the 6 machine. Remember, he went 3 wide earlier. I love that car, Steve. I always was a fan of Mark Martin's car, and the Valvoline colors and the throwback of that reminds me of his ride right there. 3 wide.
Yeah, it's really good looking. He has these all the time, and yeah, this one in particular, I really, really enjoy, especially the chrome, how they kind of incorporated the chrome into it. Man, I'm just super impressed by that. Very good looking.
Believe it or not, we're closing in on about 100 laps to go here, closing in on lap number 29 of this race. As they work the back straightaway again, there's Kahn right there in tow. Look at that machine right there trying to make a move. I love the Budweiser colors right there, obviously, on that car. That's the 97 of Massey, the Bud car. A nice throwback there for his machine as he works off the corner again. Dingler behind him. Kahn will follow. There's your drivers in 4th, 5th, and 6th as you see this battle continuing to ensue. Kahn and Boundy, love it also right there in the midst of all this happening. And all the while, we're closing in on about midway through the green flag. Well, about 30 laps. I was told between 40 to 50 laps is when the pit window could open for guys to come to the pit lane. And obviously guys in the top 20 or so haven't pitted yet, except about 2 or 3 cars. And they're kind of using every effort that they can right now in the early going of using this racetrack to their fullest of ability. More cars pulling onto the pit lane. They're in the back, but right now closing in on lap number 30. Tucker, the leader. Miranda, 2nd. Massey, 3rd. The 9 is on pit road. Peterson, Dingler, and that's your top 5. Robert Kahn, Sean Boundy. Of course, Matt Lovett, Noah Rainwater, and Spencer Ray. Right now, the top 10. That's the way it stands as they work their way again off the corner. Out of turn 4, closing in on, look at Dingler trying to get a run on the inside or the outside, trying to make a run on the machine of Peterson. Kahn's going to follow him up the hill, Steve, but they just can't seem to get a run on the leaders. So the interval behind the leader for them is almost 2 seconds on Tucker.
Oh, yeah, and as the tires wear down for sure, they're going to be loose and loose and loose. And that high side will be nice to have loose conditions because the high line is a wider arc, right? So you're turning the car less, and you get to kind of keep it straighter. So that gives you a better handling car, but obviously it's the slower way around the track, right? So a lot of things can change now. The 41 diving low, but yeah, tires, they'll be screaming for them here pretty soon.
Screaming for tires and want to make adjustments possibly on the 16 of Dingler's car. Obviously, after he had contact with Tucker up in the front for the lead, he really started to free fall and you know, lose ground on the front pack. He's still narrowly in the top 10 right now, obviously hanging in to 6th position as we see now all of these aerial views above the racetrack. The 13, the 25, the 50 going at it. This, of course, is in the back in the top 20 as we watch these guys working off the corner. There's the driver, actually top 25. That's actually Brandon Ishikanen, followed by Cullen Johnston and Brian Rusi right there just a moment ago. And all that happening now with more drivers fighting for position up front in the top 5. Kahn makes a run on Dingler's car. Can't get there yet as they work off 4. Noah Rainwater. Oh, trouble front straightaway. Tate's involved. Correa caught up in it. And the yellow flag will fly. Martinek might have got a piece of it. 58 maybe with a little bit of net code. And we got a big trouble there on the racetrack. Caution out. Matthew Correa, the 17, BuildSubmarines.com entry. Austin McColgan got caught up in it. Barrett and Morton also involved. Christopher Tate. And we go into the yellow flag for the second time with just under 100 laps to go here on race day. Let's take a look at a replay. Steve, set it up for us. What happened to Tate?
Yeah, right here. It looks like Tate, maybe not right now, but pretty soon here, he's the one that kind of starts this whole thing right now.
Into the wall.
Yeah, into the wall right there a little bit. I think here it
in
comes,
the wall
though.
again.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, they set off the transition of 3 and 4 is what caused him. Here comes everyone else piling in. Oh, man. Oh. Talk about build submarines. You got to build a new race seat. First you say it, then you do it. Let's go on board with Korea in 17. This is going to be a hard hit, folks.
Lordy.
Don't adjust your TV sets. On board with the 17, boy, this is not going to be fun. Somewhere around that's Tate spinning, and okay, they're coming off the back straightaway now.
It's coming.
All this is going on behind him. Oh, yeah, he's just kind of having his own little race. Just da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, look out! Man! Oh, what a hit!
I mean, woo.
Boy, oh boy. Pit road's open, and everybody's coming down pit road. We already seen it. Pit stops was made. As we mentioned, between 40 to 50 laps is the pit window. Obviously, we're on lap number 36. Working on lap 37, and they have all came down and made pit stops. Nice looking car. The Busch Ice Machine. Remember to please be 21 or older and please drink responsibly. Nice looking race car. We'll take a break. We're back with more on race day from Homestead. The No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Final race of the regular season when we come back on race day next Thursday night. Not only is summer upon us, it will also be the run to the playoffs and the championship run. Hope you make your plans to join us. Steve Tucker, I'm Wesley Outland. Coverage on race day rolls on. Dalton Tucker, the man up in front. They are not related, by the way. Steve and Steve and Dalton are not of relations. So
No, we're not. But at least one of us is looking good here in the front row here. Yellow flag came back out, so we're not going green this time by. Maybe
yeah, I think they waved off the start. Going to give at least another lap under caution here. So
a little bit.
There we go. We'll set it up for you. Tucker, Miranda, Massey, Peterson, Dingler, top 5.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's getting a whoa! Hold on there. Was that rainwater? No, it wasn't. Rainwater's in the top 10. Oh boy, that was scary.
Who was that?
Yeah, man. Holy cow.
Well, that was Garrett
it was
Austin.
the car. It was a 36th position car. I could tell you that much.
Yeah, it was Garrett Austin right here in the 43, getting one of his lap backs. I believe he was 12 laps down.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he took a wave around, if you will.
yeah, and typically
Pabst Blue Ribbon. We had Busch Ice, and now we got Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I mean, typically lap down cars who get that lucky dog free pass, they usually pass on the outside, and clearly Dalton did not know that, so that could have been catastrophic.
Better be careful for that Canadian beer, boy. That Canadian beer will mess you up.
It will, man. I'll tell you what.
I've had my share of PBR before.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say down in Florida. Ironically, we're at Homestead. I was down in Daytona and in Tampa at East Bay and Volusia and Ocala at Bubba Raceway Park and hung out with some of those modified northern drivers, friends of the North. They love their what's the word I'm thinking of? Poutine. They love their pizza.
Lordy.
They love their poutine and PBR. Go back to green. Lap 40. Under 100 laps to go, by the way.
What a segue.
Thank you. Sometimes it just works. Oh, 3x3 almost as they work off the corner. Quickly back to the whip. There's the Wendy's machine. Look at the Wendy's car.
There it
Diving
is.
from the top to the bottom. Way to go. Yeah,
Man.
door check, I believe it is, man. What a move.
I wish my door driver went that fast, or DoorDasher went that fast, but man, he is
What?
on a move right now.
That explains why the redheaded girl, Wendy, has her hair sticking in the air.
That's-
Oh, it's the ponytails and the downdraft. Down the back straightaway, by the way, as Tucker is still the man leading the way. Look at Matt Cherry all up under the back of the Busch Ice 61 machine array. All up the racetrack.
Oh.
Busch Ice car in the wall. Ray in trouble. Holds it together. Matt Cherry right there on the back. Good racing. Now Brandon Fronapple now battling. I believe battling with Paris there. Look at that nice looking car. 75 Paris car. Meanwhile, backstretch. Continuing to watch the sea. Give him room, give him room, give him room. We're end up the middle as the 97 of Massey was trying to make a hard move down to the inside. Now he'll tuck up in line behind the 98. What a move there. There's Dingler, the 16. Started this race up on the front row. And since then, he had a little contact with Tucker earlier before the last caution. And now after a pit stop, he's hanging right there in the top 3 right now. Car looks really strong, honestly, Steve. It's just, you know, maybe he's got a strategy of where he wants to hang back, not be up in the front of the leaders. As obviously Tucker has already opened up this lead to almost a quarter of a second differential on everybody behind them. But if Tucker doesn't look out behind him, boy, you've got Dingler and Miranda and Massey, and they're all running him down. They came out of nowhere and cut that quarter-second gap off. They're all there now.
Yeah, Dingler's running the high line right there, and as you can see, he really gets a great run on corner exit. You kind of sacrifice the entry for the exit right here. You'll see him get a great run and close that gap.
Another look at that spot. There's Tucker. Tucker on the inside. Dingler's got the high side. He's got the speed, the momentum up on the top. And he is going to battle for the lead. But Dingler up high. Tucker down low. Who's it going to be? Their photo finish coming to the line. And look at Dingler power back on the outside. New leader in the 16. But Tucker's not done, though. Boy, he's hanging right there with him. How about that? Good run. Good run there for Ryan Dingler, Dalton Tucker, Mario Miranda. Remember what we talked about when we came on the air about precision banking, and you're seeing this now being shown to fruition proudly right here now, Steve, as you see these guys using 2 or 3 different lanes of the racetrack. And one lap, it's going to be Tucker having the fast machine on the bottom, and the next lap, you'll see Dingler power back on the outside and clear around him and power back from the top and go to the lead. And don't count out Miranda or Massey or Rainwater. They're right there in that dogfight as well in the 3. By the way, clear skies, 81 degrees for track for the ambient sim temperature. The track temp in sim time is 82 right now. There you see it. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's actually 85, closing on 85 degrees. So, all right. Remember that car earlier? Taylor had problems. Dubby hit that sand, hit the sand barrels, if you will. Entering onto the pit lane. He's able to continue along. We're working lap number 50 next time around. Hey, by the way, don't forget, interact with us in the chat box. Use capital letters IMB. That's capital letters IMB for IMB Racewear. And you have a chance to win a pair of gloves for free. From I'm sorry, it's not a pair of gloves. My apologies. It's a $25 gift certificate from IMB Racewear. So it's a $25 gift certificate for whatever shoes that you want to have, whether it is gloves or more. IMB Racewear will take care of you. Again, $25 gift card from IMB Racewear. Coming up in about less than 20 laps from now, lap 17. It'll be another version of our game show, if you will. Steve Tucker random number generator for No Limit Racing on race day.
Love that. We got to get some kind of partnership going with that. On-screen graphics and
there.
little wheel spinneroo. Love that.
So we're 50 laps into this thing here now. We're starting to see some cars that were slightly in the back or kind of hung back in the top 10 or outside the top 10 start to make a climb. Matt Cherry gets a little loose there in the NOS Energy 45. He got back corrected again, stays on track. As we're on board now with, I want to say this is Rain. Is this
yep.
Massey?
Rainwater.
Is it Rainwater? Noah Rainwater. There you go. On board with Noah Rainwater. In the top 5. Watching those cars in front of him, he's in 6th. And notice the banking and how it flattens out, obviously. And another thing, wow, that's a nice camera view. And also another thing that's very interesting too is again, how wide the racing surface is, Steve. You're seeing guys on the bottom, the middle, the top. They could go 3, 4, 5 wide if they're brave enough to do it.
Oh yeah, and they can definitely make it happen here. It's wide enough to go, 3, maybe 4 wide, but on restarts. But man, I wouldn't want to do it on the regular.
Isaac Mock chiming in. He says, sad to miss this race due to work and lose my points lead. Tough break there for Isaac Mock, again, unable to make the race. But I get it. I understand how the real work life is.
We have a crazy battle for the lead here, Wesley. Look at this. Dingler, Miranda right now. Jawasik right here in the Wendy's machine. Man, a lot of these guys are finding speed. 55 laps in.
Yeah, they're all trying to run down Ryan Dingler, who finally has got himself a new reprieve, a renewed vigor, if you will. He's up in front. The Victory Fuel machine, Toyota, Mario Miranda right there in second. Jordan Dowercheck right there in that third spot. Beautiful looking Wendy's color. And now we're starting to see Dalton Tucker fall back for Dark Star Garage. His Chevrolet is in the top 5 and 4th. And here's another driver up 15 spots, Stephen Massey. Noah Rainwater up 13 spots, 5th and 6th on the racetrack as we were riding on board with Rainwater earlier. There's that beautiful Budweiser King of Beers entry, number 97. I love the wrap job on the car of Stephen Massey. And we've got a caution on the racetrack, trouble. Yellow flag, I think the 61 Busch Ice. We talk about one beer car and another beer car crashes. Third yellow of the night here on race day.
Yeah, I believe it was Spencer Ray. We'll go back, obviously, and figure it out. But already into the
caution out, and he's already off the pace right there at 61 car. And I want to say it is Spencer Ray. By the way, before he crashed, Steve, he was the fastest car on the racetrack, 32.946 for Spencer Ray.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm not even sure really what happened to him right here. Okay, we'll find out what happened here for sure.
There's Robert Kahn in the 14 down on the bottom. If somebody might have got into him here, we'll see. There's the 61. Oh, he just lost it. Saved it. Lost it. Saved it. Lost it. Goes around. Third time. Oh, and the 44 Dubby car got collected also. Matthew Taylor.
Yeah, not a lot of huge damage.
44.
But he looks pretty decent. But man, both of them, that could have been a lot worse. But luckily for them, they're okay.
And pit road is open as here comes a big majority of guys coming down to the pit lane.
About half the field.
Tucker's in. Yeah, they kind of split it in half. Looks like Mario Miranda stayed out. So did Dingler. Jordan Dowercheck. Rainwater. Peterson. They all stayed on racetrack, but then from there on back, the top 17 stayed on track, and then Tucker, Massey, Cherry, and others came onto the pit lane. There you see them.
Yeah, this right here should be interesting because this is going to really just split the field up as far as strategy rest of the race. So, I mean, Dalton Tucker coming down as well as about half the field, and then other half is up front being led by Mario Miranda. So, interesting calls. We'll see how this works out.
Closing in on 100 miles and the IMB Racewear gift certificate giveaway closing in also at halfway. We'll be playing random number generator. If you're tuning in, get those IMBs put on in the chat box. We got 17 watching. Thank you for tuning in on race day. Third caution of the night. Mario Miranda up in front because a lot of leaders came to the pit lane. We'll shake them up for a restart on race day when we come back from Homestead. Welcome back to race day, and we roll on with coverage of tonight's event from Homestead Miami Speedway. Of course, with Steve Tucker, I am Wesley Outland. This is the final race of the regular season for the No Limit Racing sanctioned. Thanks again to, of course, the title sponsor, Extreme Graphics, for the Next Gen Cup Series, all the other partners that are involved in it as well, including No Limit Racing, Butt Kicker, Luke's Playhouse, Powder Coat, you name it. We appreciate all of them. And next week, we have 4 rounds in the playoffs for the championship. And it will be at Las Vegas next Thursday night. Watching all this happening here as there's drivers fighting for those final opportunities to make it in. Others trying to hold their spots to go into the postseason. We're back to green as we're closing in on 100 miles. By the way, Vegas, Texas, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and Kentucky will be the 4 rounds to determine the champion when it is all said and done. And we'll have it for you till the champion is revealed right here on race day. Miranda back up in front. Dingler, Rainwater. All these drivers behind them, 3 wide, 2, 3 rows deep there, Steve, as the 11 got sideways and they're crashing. What a save. Oh my goodness, we will stay green. The 11 to the 25 at Chicanian. It's Chicanian. Up there's the caution. I was thinking they were going to try to keep it together, but they couldn't. And Matt Cherry's in trouble.
Yeah, we didn't see any cars right here, spin out or anything, so I'm not sure what the yellow's out for, but don't see anybody out of shape or...
Yeah, they're saying the 45 went off track. So we'll find out what happened here to put us under the yellow flag for the 4th time. Approaching halfway, there's the 45, the NOS Energy Drink colors of Matt Cherry. Yeah, we might need to rewind a little bit further.
Yeah,
like he's already by himself right now.
Yeah, we go right to the event where it says he spun, but he did not, so... Interesting.
I think we need to get back to, on the restart, I guess, probably would be where we should go with it and see.
Here we go. This might be it right here.
Could that little wiggle there right there? Oh, no, there it is. That's what happened. And there you go. And there you go. There's Matt Cherry. All right, that's why we're in the yellow flag. Oh, good job, Steve, for finding it.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Matt Cherry to keep it going. I'm curious to know if hot racing threw that or if that was a race control thrown caution, but either way, 4th caution of the day.
4th caution of the race under the caution flag. Had a long stretch of green flag racing, and now we are starting to see green caution happen. So we get the field reset. Back on racetrack, obviously. Mario Miranda up in front. Ryan Dingler. Noah Rainwater. Jordan D. Sean Boundy. Matt Lovett. All those drivers. All right, hey, last chance. Got a couple of laps to halfway. You better put in that chat box, IMB, capital IMB. We only got 2 people right now for random number generator, and that's it. Brandy Lovett and Isaac Mock are in the running. We're gonna draw for the gift card at halfway, which is in about 2 laps from now. And it looks like we're seeing some of the leaders psych each other coming on the pit road.
Looks like it. But yeah, I mean, hey, Wesley, to your point, get that IMB in there in the chat. You subscribe real quick. It just takes a minute. And then you put the IMB, you're in the running just like that. And even if you don't need the gift card to IMB, I can promise you, if you're here, you have somebody that you know who could use it. So, hey, give it away to a friend, family member, whatever it is, but get yourself in the running.
That's exactly right, because in 2 laps, we will be giving away that gift card from IMB Racewear. There's only 2 people in the running right now. Random number generator, 1 or 2. Pick a number behind my back and you'll find out who it is. That's basically all we could do. So we need some more people to jump in. There you go, JCR Titans. We appreciate that. We're up to 3 now.
There it
Doesn't
is.
take a lot to sign up and subscribe, guys. Just hit that subscribe button, and obviously it's good to have subscribing because it build up the numbers for obviously what race day is for the coverage. And in addition to that, you know, it lets us know that there are true fans, and you can keep up with all of the action for race day's coverage, of course, and all of the events for No Limit Racing. And you can interact in the chat box. If you're not a member or a subscriber, then you can't message or you can't comment. So there's reasons behind doing that. So, all right, so it's going to be officially halfway when we come back to the green flag. So you got about 45 seconds, about a minute and a half, I guess, will be probably till they come back to the green flag to get it in there, because we are closing in on halfway. This time by 100 miles in, 100 miles to go. All right.
Yes, sir. Here we go. And real quick, actually, while we're on the topic, just a huge thanks to all you who are watching and do support the stream and the channel, because we just hit, I believe actually earlier today, over 700 subs. So that's pretty huge.
702.
Yeah, 702. That's really cool stuff. We want to get that higher. Once we hit 1,000, we can do some cool stuff like channel memberships and stuff, some membership exclusive content. So all that's some pretty cool stuff. But big thanks to you guys. This channel has been definitely growing pretty quick, especially with, I mean, hey, we only stream 3 times a week. So that's pretty cool. And it's good stuff. So thank you for that as we go back to green here momentarily.
And remember, they're also on X at Race Day iRacing. All right, let's go back to green. 100 miles in, 100 miles to go, and we are halfway for the race. Truett Miranda, of course, I'm sorry, Mario Miranda pulling away on the restart. Rainwater now the second, Dingler third. Watching these guys work their way to the back stretch. Somebody said, where is Montgomery? Montgomery is on the racetrack in 6 laps down in 31st. For those that were asking. All right. What do you say? We're going to go to lap 75 before we do the drawing. Let's do that, guys. We're going to give you a little bit more time. 6 more laps, and then we'll do the IMB Racewear $25 gift card. You have to be a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button for race day and then put in capital letters. At this point, I don't care if it's lowercase letters. IMB, and we will draw it as looks like, oh, yeah. Darachek into the wall. Duercheck, hold on to it, bud. The Wendy's car bouncing off the safer barrier. Get some company from Boundy. Love it on the top, working around the corner. All this going on now is a see also Hall and Tucker Lanning fight for that spot outside the top 10. Boy, things quickly got a little aggressive there, but then they settled back down very fast, Steve. And that's the smart thing. Knock off laps, race. Don't tear your car up. You still got 100 miles left in this thing. You still got a long way to go here.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't tear the tires up, right? And you know, you're limited in how many tire sets you have, so you have to really be careful with them now early on, because you never know when we're going to get that long green flag run, right? We've had some kind of, 20 laps here, 30 laps here, but
Massey in trouble. 97 off track, back on again. What a save! You were saying, Steve.
that was about it. Just have to save the tires, and right there, obviously no mistakes, and Massey almost had one right there, but recovered well.
Certainly did. Save. 97, the Budweiser, the beer car, if you will. A lot of beer cars out there, a lot of food cars. Watching all this going on now. There's the 70 up high, the 6 behind him. This is inside the top 20. That's Wolf, Kirby, Martinek, and Lottison. Nice looking drive there. Lautison's car. Extreme graphics on that ride as they work their way back to the corner. All four. It looks like IMB is starting to pick up a little bit more in the chat box, guys. Got a few more laps to put yourself in the running as we go 3 wide up the racetrack. Rainwater now under attack for that spot for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And boy, Rainwater's looking for the lead. Here comes the SB Fabrication Chevrolet on Mario Miranda. Miranda on the inside. Rainwater can't get the clear as they work off 4, Steve.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. Trying to get to the front. Again, the clean air is going to be key once he gets there. Can really put that car where you want it. He's running that high lane. Oh, a little loose into the wall.
Oh!
Can't have that.
And it was a chain reaction of a bottleneck because almost 2 or 3 other cars about followed him up under the safer barrier. He saves it. Rainwater up high. Here he comes down to the line, trying to make a run on the outside, back to the inside, files in under the rear end of the car. 98 of Miranda got a big push and a run on him again. And this time he's going to take D with him up the top of the hill. Look at the push that the driver of the Machine 62 is getting on Rainwater. Jordan Duracek and Duracek on the inside, getting the run he needs. 3 wide. Here comes Tucker on the bottom. Oh, what great action here, Steve, on this last restart. Look at the 21. He was hanging back in the top 10. He's flying back through the field now.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, again, he has the freshest tires out of these guys, too, in the front. So he's going to have the ability to get there pretty quick.
All the while, they work their way back into the corner again. Miranda up in front. Tucker and Rainwater trying to start to pull away if they can, but not making much ground on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Race Day Random Number Generator presented by IMB Racewear. Somebody is going to win a $25 gift certificate from IMB Racewear. How many people, Steve, did we officially get signed up in the chat box?
We have 1, 2, 3, 5. We have 5 overall.
5? That's it? 5?
Yeah.
5. Wow. All right. Well, but I do see that we have our biggest numbers of the race so far. I see
Yes,
we're
sir.
up to like 20 plus. So if you're tuned into the broadcast, I'm in the giving mood, okay? I'm in a good mood. What we will do is we will give you till lap 80 to put IMB, capital letters, lowercase letters, IMB, and we will draw then, okay? So you got to lap 80. And look at this. Oh, Tucker, Miranda, contact. Tucker's at the wall. And he saved it, but he lost all that ground with the front runners and the 21's off the pace here.
Man, just a crazy set of circumstances there. Him and Miranda working together. I guess maybe not working together, but getting together at the end there. Man,
Right.
getting pretty
Miranda.
intense.
Boy, Miranda and Tucker, and he slammed into the safer barrier, and then he lost all more ground as so many other drivers went flying by him. He'll save it, though, and we will still stay under the green flag as they're working their way to the back stretch. Rainwater is the man that is up in front. He is the man that leads the way. Vegas next week, by the way, for the playoffs. That's where we're going to be at. Hopefully you can make your plans to join us on race day for that one. And the push to the championship. Top 12 make the chase. Remember, the top 12 drivers are in the chase for the championship. Obviously, some names that you better watch tonight. All fighting for that 12th spot. Mario Miranda, Christopher Tate, Sean Laudison, Brandon and Chicanan, followed by Brian Rusi, all fighting, if you will, Steve, for their lives, virtual lives, to try to make it in to the Fast 12, because 12 drivers are going to go to the chase to battle for that championship.
A couple of guys coming down right now. Dwasik, Boundy, and Hall down pit road. And Dingler as well, losing some spots.
Be the money stop. I wonder if this could be the money stop of the race right here as well.
You're right,
think it
maybe.
Could be close. Could be close. All right. I've been too generous enough. How many people we got now? How many people signed up, Steve Tucker?
6 overall.
All right, we're up to 6. So we had one person. All right, one person extra. All right, random number generator presented by IMB Racewear as green flag pit stops are rolling on. Tell me when to stop, Steve.
All right, I'll tell you. Oh, let's go.
You mean go or stop?
Do the thing. I just wanted to hear you sing some more, you know? Okay, stop.
All right, the winner for random number generator is number 3. Whoever signed up third, you are the winner.
JCR Titans.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, he won. And he says, I'm back for the vengeance of last time being snubbed. Well, guess what? It was number 3. And he is the winner of a $25 gift card from IMB Racewear. There you go. They're wrecking on pit road. What in the world? The 70 car. And there will be no caution on pit road.
No. Turn that thing right around.
That was the 70 of Stephen Kirby, by the way. Oh, I like that. The Terracon number 18, the 55. Nice looking cars. American Heart Association on that ride. That was, of course, Joel Hamilton. The 18 of Brandon Cooper. We're seeing green flag pit stops going on.
And all the while, Dalton Tucker back to the front after the incident earlier with Miranda. Got back around him now clean.
He just chimed in, Steven. He says, I did it, Ma. Yo, Adrian, I did it. Yo, Mom. I want to thank my mom. Nobody thinks that. I want to thank my mom. I'm proud of you, son. Here we go. Pit stops on rolling. Paris just pitted. Everybody making green flag pit stops. And all the while, puts Dalton Tucker back up in the front again. Tucker, Khan, Miranda now the top 3. There they are. And I kind of was crunching the numbers in my head while I was crunching the numbers also for random number generator. Pardon the pun. And I'm really thinking, honestly, this could be the green flag pit stop of the race. I think a lot of these drivers could be trying to push to the end of this race. I know it's kind of close, but, I think if we could get I think these guys think they could stay on pit road, and this could be their pit stop to end the race here. If nothing crazy happens in this into the race.
Yeah, and it's a good call too, right? Because obviously you want to have enough fuel to get to the end. So anybody who pits now, I feel like they have to still conserve their tires to get to the end and be competitive. So, get the fuel now, get the tires, but don't race like there's a caution coming out. You have to race like there's still 50 more laps, right? So
that's right.
That's what they're going to do.
To be exact, 46 laps to go as they flash under the flag stand. Tucker now the leader. Khan and Massey. Front Apple now up to 4th. Martinek in the top 5 as we watch these guys work their way in the back. This is, I believe, for 13th, 14th, 15th. And you see all these other guys that are front runners that are also coming down onto the pit lane. And you got now a mixture of lead lap cars and lap down cars also. And that could be ingredients for a disaster on the race surface before we hit lap 100 also, Steve.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, right now, 44 laps to go. A lot can still happen. I mean, but we're still under green flag conditions and green flag pit stop. So man, if yellow flags were to come out right now or whatnot, that might be pretty tough. But we do know that the guys who pit earlier, like Dalton Tucker, I believe, and Robert Kahn, a couple of these guys, I think they still have to come down to pit for fuel at least. So they're on that different strategy when that caution came out on lap 60. So they've got about 15, 20 more laps to go before they have to come in on gas, but hoping for a caution maybe for them.
Yeah, we're certainly watching all of this transpire as we roll them on to the laps, continuing to dwindle to lap 100, or lap number 90 right now. Thanks for joining us on race day. Steve Tucker, I'm Wesley Outland. Final race of the regular season. We go to the chase for the championship beginning next week at Las Vegas. Very unique racing surfaces to determine where the championship will be decided. And of course, the 4 rounds will, of course, all be decided at Kentucky in 4 weeks. In a month's time, we'll know who the champion will be. And we got, whoa, contact. Dingler's in trouble. Bounced off of one car. Dingler down to the bottom of the apron of the caution's going to come out for the 5th time. Ryan Dingler and a car get together. Part of me wants to say it was Martinick.
We're going to find out.
The 6, I want to say Martinick was the 6. Yes, it is. There it is. Martinick into Dingler, and there's your caution. Oh, and I got 3 words for you, Steve. This changes everything as well.
It sure does. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, right now, yeah, Dingler is here. We're a little early to this replay, but we'll show it to you anyway. Yeah, Dingler flying through. I believe just came down for fresh tires, so he has those. Take a look here.
So we'll look at it again here. Oh, boy, right? Oh, man, Martinick just came down on Dingler. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, he got loose.
Into the right front.
He got loose off of turn 2, and Dingler, unfortunately, was right there at the worst possible time and got sent into the inside wall. So, man, tough break, but like you said, oh, whoa, what is this? 97.
Oh, whoa, not friends. Oh, I thought it was payback. I thought he was retaliating. My bad.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, everybody who pit on lap 60, which is pretty much everybody right here who just came down pit road, this is going to be big for them because now they're going to be, you know, obviously on the fuel. They have 40 laps to go, and they can go well past that for fuel. So they're good to go on that.
That's right.
They're going to have a little bit fresher tires to get through the field. So this should be interesting for sure. We're going to see a lot of different things going on right now. And I want to cover as well, JC in the chat, is there somebody to contact? Yes. If you're a part of the league already, let me know in the chat. That way I can get you over to the admins. If you're not a part of the league, hit me up on X on Twitter, at RaceDay iRacing. Send me a DM or tag me, and we'll get you in contact that way too.
We'll get you in touch with them. And we come back for a restart with about 40 laps to go from Homestead, Miami. When we come back, this is coverage of race day.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Back here on race day, closing in on lap 137 laps to go. I'm Wesley Outland. Steve Tucker is alongside, and this is the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series. Woo! Say that 3 times fast. Round 10 tonight, virtual Homestead, Miami Speedway. Hey, by the way, JCR_Titans312. Contact No Limit Racing on Facebook. Contact somebody at No Limit Racing on Facebook in the messenger box, and they'll get a hold of you. Brandon Frontapple, to be exact. And we'll try this again. Dalton Tucker had problems earlier in the race, Steve. He's worked his way back up to the front again. Robert Kahn's looking really good. Johnston, first time we've kind of mentioned his name in the 13, up on the high side for the restart. You've got, of course, Ray battling his way back after some problems earlier in the race into the wall. Martinek and Lottison now are out there on the first 3 rows. And we're getting ready to go back to green.
Yes, sir. A lot of these guys right here had that caution come out at the perfect time. Stayed up front, have fresher tires, and off we go now.
So we wrap up our 5th caution. We're back under green, closing in on 35 laps to go and back to racing. And I got a feeling here now, Steve, the intensity level is going to pick up. 2 reasons why. One reason is we got fast cars that are now in the back from the race earlier, now trying to run back to the front, and they're taking on new traffic. And number 2, we're at the waning stages of this race. So now you're really going to be more aggressive. The patience has gone out the window. You got to get to the front, especially if you're a couple of those drivers that are on the cusp of missing the Fast 12 to go to the playoffs for the chase.
Yeah, and right now, this is the... Oh, huge wreck here to turn 2.
Trouble. I knew it. 75 wreck. That's Paris into the safer barrier, inside and out. Couple of other cars. Noah Rainwater, the 25. Oh, man. I think I started it with the commentary. You lit the C4 and you watched it explode. 3 wide as Paris and another car got together, and then it collected a whole host of others. Find the 75 on the replay of Paris, and then you'll have a good idea there on race day of what happened here. Steve, look at this. This is all secondary reaction. And it's Rainwater, the 25 front apple. The 70 caught up in it. There's the 75. He was kind of the man that was right there when it all started. You just caught the glimpse of it, the little beginning of it. Let's try to rewind a little bit more. There you go. Oh, is Martinek in it again?
I think so.
Oh, boy. Martinek on the outside. Got into the 39 car, by the way. That is the driver of Cody Ellis, last car on the lead lap. And there you see the end result. Look at this. Lottison diving to the bottom in the yellow and gray car, Browder car. Missing all of it. And then Rainwater, the 25, the 11, the 30 of Front Apple, and a host of other cars involved. That's the big one of the night for caution 6 here, Steve.
It sure is. That one is pretty big. And right now, we're going to see a lot of drivers. Looks like majority of the guys who came in and pit right before that yellow are going to come down in. Now they have fresh tires. They definitely have enough fuel. So this should pretty much make majority, if not the entire field, back pretty even on tires and fuel.
Even Steven.
So, yes, sir.
Yep, even Steven. Everybody else pitted around lap 93, 94. And now on lap 100, they come down to the pit lane again. 33 laps to go when they come to the line.
You know, and I was getting ready to say, Wesley, this, you know, these races are key, especially this one, right? This is the last one before the playoffs. So this will decide our top 12 for the championship. So these races, we mentioned it earlier, right? They don't have stages to get points, you know, mid-race. So it all comes down to how you finish the race, right? So that pays the points, you know, other than, you know, leading a lap or fastest lap, you know, things like that. But everything else comes down to how you finish the race. So how do you, you know, position yourself to get into good points at the end? And a lot of these guys are doing that, right? Look at Robert Kahn, Spencer Ray. We saw him around at one point, had to fix that damage. You know, Colin Johnson. I mean, a lot of these guys, great drivers, but not typically guys you're seeing in the top 5. So they're putting themselves.
No, you're exactly right.
They're putting themselves in position to get those points, you know, buzzer beater to get themselves into the playoffs.
No, you're exactly right. And of course, as we mentioned, notable drivers that miss this race, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it shakes down for them to make it into the chase or being outside the chase, or what their hopes will be dashed. It's, of course, Hank Cast and Brian Wirtz, Isaac Muck. We saw him in the chat box earlier chiming in and letting us know that he had to work and he wasn't available to make this race. And you know, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be in the run for the championship chase. But obviously, the regular season championship, he's gonna miss because he's not here. Travis Daly, Norman Rangel, and Colin Terrell, all those handful of drivers, or half dozen, unable to make the race because of work-related things, and I get that. And then you got guys that we mentioned on the cusp of trying to make it in to the chase, to make it into the Fast 12, if you will. And these are keynote guys. We mentioned them earlier. Mario Miranda, Christopher Tate, Sean Lodison, Brandon and Chicanen, Brian Rusi. And we've mentioned these names in some time or fashion, one way or another, multiple times tonight, Steve. They've got to get to the front. They cannot hang in the back if they want a chance to get into that, you know, Fast 12.
That's right. And right now, this is the crunch time, right? I mean, we might see some more yellows, but that just means the intensity is obviously cranking up. You know, people are getting desperate, trying to get themselves into those playoffs, man.
Certainly is. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're enjoying the race. Obviously, we were rocking and rolling with you here. So let's set us back up for the top 10. Lights off on the pace card. Dalton Tucker up in front leads. Robert Kahn second. Jordan Darachek in third. And then it's Spencer Ray. Sean Lodison, followed by Cullen Johnston, Stephen Massey, Matt Cherry, Brandon Fronapple, Mario Miranda. We're back to green. 30 laps to go next time around here. 3x3x3 already on the restart. Look at this precision racing going on. Got to give each other plenty of room. And that's exactly what the 61 array did. Back to way off Kahn, back to way off, of course, Jordan Darachek. Up the hill, Fronapple trying to get back in line. The 30 machine. So is also Lottison in 24, Miranda and Cherry as they come to the line. 30 to go here at Homestead, Steve.
Yes, sir, and you're seeing a lot of these fast guys who were fast earlier. Look at this Miranda making his way back to the front. Passes Cherry right here from P7. He's on the hunt.
Look at that 3-car battle up in front. This is for third, fourth, and fifth. Tucker and Kahn trying to scamper away from these guys is, of course, Darachek up high. Here comes now Massey down low. And the 50-61 of Ray right there in line. Miranda and Lottison now trying to make a run for these guys to make it a 6-car battle. Throw a blanket over them if they can get there, along with Cherry and Fronapple. Then we're going to go 3 wide with Darachek up the track. Oh, what a move. And Massey's going to go with him on the high side as they work the 3.
I can promise you, Wesley, those guys did not know they were 3 wide. And look at this. Someone's rim riding that thing on the wall. Steve Massey.
What a move, what a daring move. It all started there with Dowercheck. Ray said, I'll go with you. Nope, he backed away, stayed to the inside. Massey says, I'll play with you. Got all the way to the top, and then he slammed into the safer barrier. Now they're all kind of social distancing from the wall, if you will, as they go back into 3. Here comes Khan back on the bottom, battling Ray as they go door to door into 3 and 4. To the line, Ray one more time up against the safer barrier, kind of trying to drive this track like Darlington. Don't want to do that, though. You'll get yourself big damage if you hit the wall, Steve.
Yes, sir.
It ain't like Darlington where you can bounce off the wall and keep on going.
A lot of the guys here, we just saw them wreck. Wesley, no rainwater especially, trying to get himself back to the front. Not a ton of damage there, but man, this could be huge. Got to get those points back.
This is in the top 20, if you will. Of course, there's Peterson, Hamilton, Johnston, Hall, Rainwater, all these guys trying to climb back into this race as fast as they can. But time is running out also. They're going to come to the line. 25 laps to go when they hit the start-finish line for these drivers as they work off the corner. This is back up in front in the top 10. Lottison, Boundy, of course, Front Apple, Cherry, Lovett, Cooper. Right there, stride for stride, door to door to door to door, 3 rows deep as they work back into turn 1.
Yeah, we're seeing this work for now, right? The 3 wide, 2 wide up against the wall, but no, who's that? Love it.
Hold on to you, buddy. Hold on to it. 41, Matt Lovett, giving us a little scare for just a moment as the 41 dove to the bottom of the apron. He saves it. We'll stay under the green flag. Lovett's car just kind of looked like just maybe the handling went away on that car as he worked off the exit of 2. Dropped to the bottom of the apron to avoid getting into that pack that he was near. Lovett's going to fall back to the dirt. He doesn't. He's in 12th. All this racing going on in front of him. That, of course, is Lottison up high. Front Apple, and there's the caution flag. Yellow flag. Noah Rainwater has crashed in 0-5. Back straightaway. Trouble. Chevrolet, number 05, the ballpark. SB Fabrication entry has crashed, and the yellow flag will come out for the 7th time here at Homestead. Race day replay of what happened to the 05 of Rainwater.
Man, yeah, Wesley just got loose off a turn 2 again. We've seen that as kind of a calamity corner this race today, but man, Rainwater just got loose. Yeah, you can see it right there. Nobody around him really, just lost it. Too much wheel input.
Well, he side drafted off of another car there, Steve. I don't place any blame on the car on the outside, but you can see right there he's battling along the 22, the red, white, and blue car, the Domino's car. Oh, boy, look at that. Did the 22 disappear? Was that network?
Yeah, sure was. Yeah, man, disappeared and rejoined, and obviously in the online racing world, that could mean...
It's Michael Wolf. And by the way, they're pitting. Look at this. Everybody, for the most part, in the top 10 on back have came down to the pit lane again. They're boxing, as my buddy producer Bigglesdean Hopton calls it. They're boxing again.
I love this move, honestly, especially for the guys who are in the front of this pack. Look at this. Duasic, Miranda right there. This is huge because they're not going to lose a lot of spots here. Maybe, you know, they'll restart in about the 13th, 14th spot. But they're going to have a huge advantage on tires, and they can really push this last 22 laps, about 20 laps as we go back green. So I like the move. I'm not going to lie. I've always liked an offensive strategy, and that definitely is it.
Closing in on 20 laps to go. Track position or pit position. Definitely a big decision just made a few moments ago for a lot of drivers. If you've got those tires, use them if they're available on pit road. For everyone else, They're staying out there because they were in the top 10. Tucker, Kahn, Boundy, Cooper, Taylor, Johnston, Hall, Lanning, Rusi, Hunter. Top 10. 20 to go. We're back for a restart from Homestead as we narrow in to the finish of this race on race day when we come back.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Welcome back to coverage on race day. Under 20 laps to go when they come to the line. It'll be 19 remaining. Pace car is dropping onto the pit lane. Steve Tucker out Wesley Outland. Final race for, of course, the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series before we go into the chase for the championship. Round 1 next week will, of course, be at Las Vegas, and we are back underway with Tucker on the jump. Look at this car right there. There's the Boundy car. I'm speaking his language. Oh, car's going off track. Hold on, Lottison in front, Apple.
Yeah, we're like 16 wide right now into 2 and 3. It's getting pretty
16
intense.
wide. I love that. I love it.
It's just all of them. They're all wide.
Oh, look at this. This 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide, any kind of way ride like there. Look at it. Look at this. Love it. 4 wide. There you go. 4 wide. You will it to happen. Humana, 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 humana. Oh, 18 to go. And they go to the back stretchers. Ray inside. There's the 16 car. Back in 14, 13.
Wesley, man,
All
we are
these guys working their way 3 wide. Yeah,
we are showing our age right now.
we are. Yeah. Whoa! Lottison bouncing off of a car there.
Yeah, this is the intensity part, right? 17 laps to go. Got to fight yourself into the playoffs, and a lot of these guys need the good run. Matt Cherry way back here. Grant Peterson, we saw these guys up front. Mario Miranda in P12. They have the fresh tires right now by about 15 laps, so they got to get to the front now. They cannot wait.
17 remaining as they come to the line. It is Tucker now, still on in front. What a year for Dalton Tucker. He continues to show his momentous strengths up in front. Mario Miranda down to the inside. Hunter up top of the Mobile 1 car. So is also Rusi. Remember the yellow 50 car, the party car as I call it. He's one of those guys trying to fight their way into the final 12. front apple right there as well in the top 15. And 15 to go, pardon the pun, when they come to the line. Boy, what a race. You could tell on the restart, Steve Tucker, that these guys just got so aggressive. And I mean, you watch those restarts when they were 2 and 3 and 4 wide. They're not done, boy. They're still battling, and you got a mixture of fresh tires and used tires. And I don't want to say really used tires, but it's about a dozen to 15 laps more used than what the other guys were that pitted on lap 100 and 112.
Oh, exactly. And we're seeing Miranda right here. Might make a double pass to the 58 Massey and Hall, but getting pretty close, obviously. He's got the speed for sure. We know that, but does he have the time? Miranda obviously doesn't need a win, per se. He's already into the playoffs, but hey, he wants the win.
Well, I mean, it's like this with 14 coming to 13 to go. Every position gained on track and obviously improving is the opportunity to also climb the scoring pylon in the points to make a better position in the run of the chase. We'll see everything reset, obviously, when they go into the chase playoff format next week in Vegas. But if you're a guy that might be, I don't know, 12th, 11th, and you win the race or you get a good top 5 finish, maybe you climb into the 9th or 8th position to make a run for the championship.
Exactly.
So every lap, every position counts, Steve, as they're coming to the line with a dozen laps to go here at Homestead.
And that right there was careful. Was close. Massey almost self-cleared himself around Miranda, almost hooked himself over his hood, but kept it back going. They're going pretty good now. Miranda up to P7. He's tracking them down, but man, 12 laps to go with about 3 seconds behind. A lot can happen.
Tucker and Kahn with a trouble. 41, Levitt turned around. Cherry dives to the inside to miss him. And the caution will fly from the bottom of the racetrack now is the 41. Michael Wolf, Matt Levitt, and others involved. Caution waves. Wow.
And there's a lot going on right there. We saw him kind of spinning out a little bit in the background. I believe this might be a situation where he comes across the nose here. Matt Levitt, we'll try and find out. Yeah, some net code there too, Wesley.
Yeah, wow. Michael Wolf and Levitt, there you see it. And the end result of the 41.
Heavy contact, but obviously not really enough to be too worried about it. The back left is a little banged up, but should be good to go still to finish this race.
Man, what heartbreak. Let's see if anybody comes down to the pit lane. Any takers on pit road?
Yeah, at this point, man, at this point, it's so hard, right? If you're, tail end of the lead lap, I'm coming down for tires easily. If I have enough sets left, right? If I have that one set left, I'm coming down now, taking the tire set, as we're seeing. Looks like Daniel Half maybe taking advantage there, but not quite.
Yeah, I think everyone else is used up. I think everyone else is used up, boxed on the, they box on the pit lane. Nothing, nobody else has anything left, is what I mean to say.
Yeah, tire sets are all used up, and this, you get what you have, right? I mean, so use them up, and this is the case here. 10 laps to go. The nice thing too about Dalton Tucker, right? Again, I'm an offensive strategy guy, so I like what Miranda's doing here, as far as has the fresher tires, trying to get to the front. But on the flip side, Dalton Tucker, right? Robert Kahn, these guys, Boundy, they have older tires by about 10-15 laps, but they're not having to race as hard to catch anybody, right? You're just kind of in the front and staying there. And in a case like Dalton Tucker, it's like somebody put it to me once before. It's like you don't have to, you have to go just slow enough to win the race, right? In a case like this,
right.
There's no point for Dalton to get a 2 or 3 second lead. He just has to manage that gap between him and Kahn, Boundy, and things like that. So if I'm Tucker, if I have a spotter, I'm definitely asking my spotter, hey, what's the gap between me and that first driver with fresh tires, which I think is Miranda at this point. And, that gap. But this case, the yellow flag, not a good scenario for Dalton Tucker, Robert Kahn, because Those guys with fresh tires, they're going to close the gap even more here.
Hey, no, you're exactly right. As we'll get ready to try to reset and go again here.
Whoa, hold on. In the chat, everyone gets a free Wendy's Biggie Bag if the 62 wins.
I want to see how you pull that out for me living in North Carolina.
Hold on now.
Well, you're up in Mass. I mean, you know, so, I mean, how the hell are we going to... Is this a Wendy's promo? Are we talking to a Wendy's manager? JW is back. Is it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I've got a
I'm
Wendy's.
going to screenshot this shit. I'm going to send it to the Wendy's where I live at and be like, this guy told me I get a free Biggie Bag.
Exactly. Promo.
Part of my language, by the way, if anybody's offended out there. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. We're gonna use promo code JCR. JWOW is back. That's his username.
That's how you get TV time.
Like that.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
Good stuff.
By the way, you do have to use the Wendy's app.
Oh no, that's true. I use DoorDash, man. Hey, they're great. If I use the Wendy's app, they usually screw up my address, so we're gonna not use that, but down low. Anyway, 8 laps to go. Pace car lights are off.
You remember the quote from the movie that was, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, pay no attention to JCR. JW Wow was back.
Yep. Easy. Oh, my word.
Oh, no, it's been fun. It's all good. It's all good.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's try to set it up for us here. 7 laps to go. Robert Kahn to the 14. As well as Tucker. By the way, Robert Kahn is in the throwback colors of obviously when Tony Stewart drove that car. And speaking of Tony Stewart, I don't know if you saw it or not, Brandon, Steve. Steve, he laid the law down at Eldora tonight at the Dirt Lake Model Dream and
Really?
point blank told the audience and the people watching on Flow Racing, I am not selling Eldora Speedway. I'm not giving up Eldora Speedway. I don't know where the hell this rumor came from. Just because Stewart Haas Racing's going out of business doesn't mean that Tony Stewart's getting out of the racing business. So
love that.
He is still the man of Eldora Speedway. So we're back to green. 7 laps to go here tonight at Homestead, Miami. I said, way to go. You tell him, Smoke. I'm trying to remember, Steve, can we have overtime in this series? Ain't it one attempt at overtime?
We sure can. I believe it's actually unlimited, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Either way, we might not get there, but we could for sure. Look at
Cross
this,
your fingers.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. That gives a new meaning to the word social distancing virtually. 6 to go. Up the hill, the 18 car. This is Cooper. Love the colors, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And these guys are fighting here. Not only for a top 5. Whoa, big wreck in the back here.
Oh, Biggie Bag almost hit the wall. We got another car wrecking in the back. Oh, no. Who is this? The 88 machine.
Yeah,
Kyle Hall in trouble. Yeah, caution out.
Powder Coat Plus machine.
Yeah, big thanks to Powder Coat Plus for sponsoring races in the Next Gen Cup Series Extreme Graphics No Limit Racing League. All right. We pretty much might have just, with the 9th caution coming out, proverbially just put us into a virtual overtime here as Hall watching replay on race day of what just happened to him. And I got a feeling, Steve, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, we'll cover that in a second. I believe it actually might be a natural green-white checkered based on how many laps are left. But let's see what happens to the 88.
Right.
Gonna get loose here, I'm presuming. Yeah, you can see it.
No, Front Apple got into him. Oh, no. Well, from that angle, it looked like Front Apple might have got into him.
I saw the back end.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that back end kick out on exit. Let's take a look back. Happens on lap, or I'm sorry, on
the 88 and the
number
30.
2.
Look at the 88. Yeah, look at the 88 and the 30 here. Front Apple on the bottom. Lovett's on the inside as well. Front Apple.
Yeah.
See, there. Oh, man. Front Apple came up and got in the left front of Hall. Nowhere to go. I think he tried to make a push to the top and didn't realize he didn't have enough room and got into Hall's car. Heartbreak for the 88.
Yeah, super tough break right there. But man, yeah, this is going to set up, potentially. I mean, right now we're 4 to go. Yeah, this might actually be 2 more times around. This might be a natural green-white checkered finish. We'll see, but
that's right.
This won't. If that's the case, this won't count towards the actual number.
The overtime.
The actual number of overtimes. But
so here's what's got to happen. They got to come to the line and they got to take 3 laps to go this time by. They need to take the 1 to go this time around. And if you just saw that driver quickly rushing to go for the wave around, it looks like they're trying to do just that. So it looks like unofficially they're going to come to the line. The lights should go off on the pace car, and we will have a green-white checker original race distance shootout. We'll see what the verdict is. If the lights stay on the pace car, then we're going to overtime. And we're going to overtime. There you go. That answered my question. We're going to overtime. Well, I thought with the efforts of the car speeding to go for the wave around, I thought maybe he was going to, maybe race control was going to call for the restart, next time around. But obviously that's not going to happen. So now we are putting ourselves into an overtime attempt.
Yeah, so just got confirmation. We do have 3 green-white checkered, so I apologize for the misinformation earlier. But so we have 3, so this will be the first one. So we'll have 3 attempts at it. How this works, folks, basically super simple. We're going to go back green. If a yellow flag comes out before the white flag, we'll do it again. 2 more times at max. If the white flag comes out and the leader takes the white flag, the race will end under green. It'll go into the checkered flag as being next, and we'll declare a winner.
Even if they crash, they're racing back to the finish line.
That's right.
Now, if they crash before they take the checkered flag, after the 3rd attempt, the race could be officially considered frozen at time of caution, just like NASCAR does.
Yes.
And obviously the positions tallied will be reviewed to give the official race finishing order. All right, so this time by, we're going to the white flag, or the 1 to go. Their lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to the 1 to go. And hey, on race day, you know what we call this, guys? We call this free racing.
That's right. Not going to even charge you for it. We're gonna get some additional laps here. Always a good time. But hey, keep in mind, man, Dalton Tucker, as the leader, has a huge advantage with these overtimes because he's going to get a great restart, a great jump. He controls the restart. This is completely in his hands. Robert Kahn, Massey, Miranda up to P4 now. Again, has the fresher tires, but has to have that deficit. He'll need this thing to go green, obviously, to get himself in position here. Gonna get intense.
Free racing on deck. Here we go. Remember, they got to take the white flag, and I promise you, this is going to be intense calamity. They might crash. They might fight for every spot they can. There's drivers up in that top 12 that need to get into the final 12 to make a run to the push to the playoffs. There's guys that are looking for wins. And to do it, they got to get around Dalton Tucker. Pace car is onto the pit lane. You see him veer off and make the left-hand turn. Field comes back to the Geico restart zone. Here they come to the line. Green flag in the air. And we're overtime racing here on race day at Homestead. Tucker to the outside. Here comes Kahn back to the bottom. Behind them, Massey, Miranda up the hill. We're so far so good to the back straightaway. Steve off 2.
This is bad news, I think, for Tucker. Miranda is right there. He's in second. Has the fresher tires. Can he get to him?
Got to watch all these drivers working their way around the racetrack so far. Everybody, even Steven, storming off turn 4. 3 wide almost as they're getting loose in the back. White flag in the air. Race is official. 1 lap to go. It is Tucker. Final time into turn number 1.
Miranda going to get the outside lane here. Going to dive down low. He'll have a good run off of turn 2 here, but can he catch Dalton Tucker? I don't know. Huge wreck in the back.
Whoa, someone got airborne in the back. We'll look at it on the replay. They're racing to the checkered flag. Bump and run. Tucker to the inside. Miranda to the bottom. Hit the bumper one more time. Miranda fires down to the inside. It's going to be a photo finish. There's contact. Dalton Tucker wins here at Homestead, and they're crashing at the finish. Going to turn 1 on the cool down lap. 3/1000ths of a second, the interval at the line, and Dalton Tucker is going to win here at Homestead, Miami. Wow.
Man, oh man. Some bad blood there at the end of that race. Miranda was not going to care at all if he would spun out Tucker. He gave him a shot. Didn't work out, though. Drag race could not get it done. Tucker, another big winner.
Maybe, Steve, the bump and run was just a little too early. Let's take a look at the last lap. Big trouble on the back straightaway as drivers were crashing, including Matthew Montgomery and others. To determine the finish of this one, obviously, Mr. Tucker is going to celebrate Dalton Tucker picking up the win. What a moment for him. But here's a look on race day. Final lap and the big wreck on the back straightaway. Steve set it up for us here. It was all bets are off in that final corner off too.
Yeah, we're going to try and find it. I believe Spencer Ray might have been the one who got involved the most right here. That 61. Oh, the 18 right there got loose. Oh, my word, upside down.
61, the Bud, he might have had bush ice a little too early. The trouble. Spencer Ray on his lid, and he slid all the way. Can we go on board with him? He slid all the way from the backstretch halfway.
Oh, man.
Into turn number 3. We're going to go on board now with the 61 as we go extended overtime in the replay here. Took one attempt to get it done. There you see the 61. We're going to try to get the in car. There you go. Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun, Steve. Or maybe not. Oh, boy, listen.
Oh, my.
I believe I can fly.
Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
Yep. Round 1, keep your heads up, protect yourself at all times. Oh, boy. And there you see Dalton Tucker burning it down. The Capital Materials number 21. He picks up the win here tonight on Race Day's coverage of the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series from Homestead, Miami. Here's a look at the results as it finishes out. Well, I was showing you a replay. We're going to show you a replay of something else here. Steve, what did you find?
We're just going to bring back, we're going to go and talk to the top 3. Right now, we'll get to that finishing order. Obviously, we want to bring in the top 3 before they get going right now. So
yes, Tucker, Miranda, and Khan. Loving it. Let's grab them here.
We want to say hi to them. Let's go back and take a look. 3rd place for Robert Kahn today. A huge, huge race. Let's sneak him in here. Where are you, Robert Kahn? Here he is. Whoops, I think I just sent him into Narnia. Where'd he go? Here
Robert
he is.
Kahn, it's Wesley and Steve on race day. You got a copy? Robert Kahn, you got a copy? Robert, are you there? All right. Well, Robert, I guess he's not available. He doesn't want to talk.
He's speechless.
He's speechless. He'll finish it 3rd. Let's find who is it? Miranda. Where the hell are you at? Let's find Miranda and get his thoughts on the subject of the race. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there he is. We'll bring him in here. Hang on a minute. There we go. Mario Miranda, it's the broadcast booth. You got a copy, 2nd place.
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, what's your take of that finish? It looked like maybe bump and run. Just a little too early. If you can go back and do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely didn't want to wreck him there. But after, getting a bump and run done to me at Nashville in a non-so-clean way, and it ruined my race there.
Yeah.
I felt like I could have done the same here. It was a little further back than usual, but with my experiences, and I don't know if you ever watched the Coke series, those guys really can send it far from really far back and still make it interesting. So I thought I'd get to them, and what happened earlier in the race, I guess still wasn't done. So, I'm glad Dalton won, and I'm glad I was able to make it close there. But yeah, a little bit of a sin there.
Hey, all good, man. Pretty good job today. Obviously, P2 looking pretty good, getting yourself into the playoffs, man. Give us a quick shout out to your sponsors, dude, and we'll catch you next week in the playoffs.
Of course, thank you. Yeah, shout out to Victory Fuel on the car, Twisted Tech as well. Also the guys at Podium and Team Watson Racing. All four of these brands keep me on the track, keep me going every weekend and week out. So really shout out to those guys. And didn't expect to make the playoffs. Was doing this league to fill a time gap I had in the middle of the week. For fun. I had a bunch of friends in this, and they were like, "It's a fun league. You should join."
There you
I was
go.
like, I would love to join, and you know, me being in the playoffs now is kind of amazing. I'm glad I'm in it. So, I wasn't saying that it was an easy league to blow off. It's definitely not an easy league.
Right.
So, I'm glad I made the playoffs. It was hard to get here. So.
And by the way, Mario, I know you're a fan of Victory Fuel. So am I. I've actually got I've got a whole case of Throttle Punch in my refrigerator. But with the purple on your car, you know they got grape coming out soon. Is what I was told.
Yes, they do. Purple Potion is coming out soon. So it's really cool running this purple scheme to kind of promote it. I'm looking forward to it because grape is a good flavor. So
it
I'm
is.
Excited. I'm excited what it tastes like. So. In the future, if you want to get some Victory Fuel, you can use code Super Mario at checkout, and you'll get a nice little discount code.
Thank you, Mario, man.
Thank you, guys.
Digging it, brother. There you go, Mario Miranda. Always great catching up with him whenever it's all said and done here. And where do we put him at? Let's just put him back here. All right, let's go to Victory Lane. And grab Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker, it's race day. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Congratulations, man. Listen, I got to ask you this question first before we go any further. I think it's the first time I've actually been able to interview you for post-race with all the races I've done and having to leave the boat to go do other iRacing broadcasts before the races are over. But what made the decision come to change the colors of orange and black and white to now green, black, and white? And it don't matter. You still win.
Honestly, I just wanted something to stand out, and the green and yellow, I mean, it pops, and it's not the colors of the company, but I mean, it really looks good on it.
Hey, yeah, yes, sir, man. Another win today for you. Looking dominant as usual. Had a good strategy call in the middle of the race where you guys came down to pit, and then the yellow flag came out and kind of set you guys up for that, you know, staying out in front. So, super good job. Playoffs obviously coming up. You know, high intensity, but looking pretty good, man. Obviously, looks like the #1 contender for that championship. So keep it up, dude. But real quick, give us your shout outs for your sponsors or friends and family and go and celebrate, man.
Obviously, just as always, just big shout out to the league. It's awesome having full fields like this, especially at mile and a halfs, and it doesn't get much better than that. Racing Mario the way we did, we had a little scuffle that maybe some questionable driving, but overall, it was a good race. Shout out to my team at BDSM. They're great guys there. Matt, Sean, and also Brandon. Obviously, give a shout out to y'all. I'm glad Wesley could stick around for this one because it may have been some cautions at the end, but I'm sure it was a very interesting race to see.
It was very entertaining. One more final question, and we'll let you go, Dalton. What's your actually two-part question? What's your feeling going into the playoffs for the Chase coming up with all the momentum you've got with obviously winning here at Homestead and throughout the year? And secondly, do you feel there was any aggression there from Mario Miranda the way he got into you with the bump and run at the end of the race?
I guess going into the Chase, I'm typically pretty good at mile and a half, so I wouldn't say those 4 are my best, but there's also a wrench that's going into the Chase where I'll be at the lake the last week, so I was really fighting for these 50 points for the championship. Just if I can do the best finishes I can those first 3, I might have a chance, but it's going to be tough. But as far as the Mario thing, we had hard racing. I think he maybe could pick his battles a little better because the tire difference at the time.
Sure.
I don't think it was worth kind of running that close in the corner. I tried to watch the replay. I didn't think I came up into him the first time when we touched off of 1 and 2. 3 and 4, I got to get to the wall a little bit, and we touched again, and that just kind of set up for the entry to one that it didn't look good, I don't think, but we'll see what kind of decision they make.
All right. Well, playoffs. It is playoffs time, Dalton. Good luck next week. We'll see you at Vegas, buddy.
Appreciate it.
There you go, Dalton Tucker. A big win when it's all said and done. And we'll let him get back into his box. One more time. Let's try to see if we can bring Robert Kahn in here, third place. Robert, you got a copy? Third place.
Yes, sir.
Hey, where were you at? We were trying to talk to you. Potty break, drink break, something?
Oh, yeah, I was holding it for too long, man.
Well, look, you got a third place run in this race, man. Obviously, a solid run, podium finish. You had Mario and Dalton in front of you. What was your take of just trying to survive the end of the race? And what a good drive in the 14 car.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I think I had a shot if it was a little bit longer, but with the tire strategy, I didn't have anything for Mario, but it was pretty fun. I don't think I could have got by Dalton, but I was pretty content just getting a solid finish at the end there. So a good run. That was a really good race.
Awesome job, man. Just really impressive stuff. Obviously getting into the playoffs and looked really good in that number 14 machine. So talk to us real quick, man, about your sponsors or friends and family before we let you go.
Well, I do have a shot. I saw Stewart won Eldora tonight, so I'm a big Stewart fan, whether he still races in NASCAR or not. So.
And he's still keeping Eldora Speedway.
I never thought he would get rid of that, man.
Yeah, I don't know who started that rumor, right? For sure.
Who knows? Just some headlines, but I appreciate the league. This is a really, really well-run league, to have that many cars in a race at Homestead and. What do we have? 9 cautions. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, you don't get that with a 15 to 20 car field sometimes. So, shout out to the administrative staff for No Limits Racing. That's a hell of a show they put on.
There you go. All right, Robert. We'll see you next week, man. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And after a pit stop. As we call it, after a pit stop for the driver of Robert Kahn, Steve Tucker. He is able to grab a word with us and finish in third spot. Have we got the results now? Can we show you the results?
There they are, yep.
All right, let's give you the rundown of the night's race here. Pending anything in post, anybody gets in trouble or has to suffer penalties, Dalton Tucker picks up the win. Mario Miranda second, Robert Kahn third. Steven Massey will finish fourth, Sean Boundy fifth. Jordan Dowercheck, no biggie bag, free for anybody. He finishes in sixth. Matt Cherry, seventh. Brandon Frotapple is eighth. Matthew Taylor, ninth. And Matt Lovett, even though the problems he had surfaced, he comes back and finishes in the top 10. Grant Peterson will finish 11th. Cullen Johnston, 12th. Richard Lanning, 13th. Brian Rusi, 14th. Sean Lodison, 15th. Stacy Hunter, Austin McColgan, Joel Hamilton, Daniel Half, and Brandon Itchikanen will finish in the 20th position. Everyone else on back includes Steve Kirby, Noah Rainwater, Spencer Ray, I Believe I Can Fly in his Toyota. He'll finish on the lead lap in 23rd. Brandon Cooper will finish the last car on the lead lap in the 24th position. Couple of laps back at the end of this or more was Matthew Montgomery, 25th. 26th will also go to Kyle Hall. Garrett Austin, 27th. Michael Wolf, 28th. Matthew Martinek, 29th. And Nathan Paris, the top 30. Ellis, Dingler, Graham, Morton, Tate, Correa, and Coates is the rundown after 9 caution flags, 1 attempt at overtime. The race, of course, ended in 2 hours. And, of course, actually it was 1 hour and 59 minutes is actually what it was. All right, Steve. Homestead done. Regular season done. Playoffs on the horizon. What do you think we're going to see at Vegas next week in Sim City, brother?
Oh, man, Vegas with these cars is basically a smaller super speedway. Very little off-throttle time, and they're going to fly around there. The draft will be huge. And track position will be absolutely key as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to get to that. And that's going to put on one hell of a show. So stick around for that, man.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's going to kick off round number 1 of the Chase Championship. 4 rounds. That's all that's left. 4 rounds. Thanks to all of our viewers, listeners. Hit that subscribe button. We're back on race day 3 times a week. And, of course, it culminates with No Limit Racing. Follow No Limit Racing at NLRleague.net. And, of course, No Limit Racing on Facebook. Thanks to all of the sponsors, including Extreme Graphics, Race Day, Powder Coat Plus, Luke's Playground, Butt Kicker, you name it. And IMB Racewear, you name it. We appreciate all of them week in, week out for being the sponsors of the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series. And next week, the playoffs is on to Vegas. For Brandon Frontapple of No Limit Racing, for Steve Tucker, this is Wesley Outland. Thanking you and yours. Don't forget about D-Day is today. Almost 80 years ago, or 60 years ago today, we fought for the battle to have the freedoms that we enjoy as Americans. Keep on praying for our country, and we are so proud to be Americans, even in the world of iRacing. Be good to one another. This is Wesley Outland. We'll see you next week for the playoffs from Vegas, only on Race Day. Good evening.